I read your report, Commander. We had no idea the situation had deteriorated so quickly.
That's why I set off the bomb. There were no Ardat Yakshi left.
May the Ardat Yakshi find rest. What the Reapers did to them was monstrous. I had another team of commandos headed to the monastery who I can now formally transfer to Admiral Hackett's command. They'll serve you loyally, Commander. Farewell.
You know something? The Justicar code can be pretty stupid sometimes. Well, I'm glad we at least managed to prevent Samara from shooting herself. Would have hated to add yet another name to the board. Lost enough squadmates already. Let's see what this mission did in terms of war assets. We got Asari commandos from the Counselor just now. Asari commandos train from an early age to control their minds and bodies, seeking the ultimate economy of thought and movement. They are taught that each shot and each decision they may be made without hesitation. While exact training methods vary among teams, all commandos are consummate professionals. Their ambushes, quick strikes, and clever tactics have bested larger, well-armed units in thousands of recorded conflicts. Although as Benezi I found out, no matter how many commandos you have, if you send them against Commander Shepard, you'll lose. And Samara joins as a war asset, not as a squad member, unfortunately. The Justicars are an ancient Asari order dedicated to finding and punishing those who would harm others. They rigidly adhere to the Justicar Code, a comprehensive, complicated list of laws. By assaulting the innocent, slaughtering the helpless, and refusing to acknowledge any authority above themselves, the Reapers are an affront to nearly everything the Code stands for. The Justicar Samara has set aside all other responsibilities, pledging to stop the Reapers even if it kills her. Well, let's hope it doesn't. This is kind of a weirdly structured piece of text, because the way this is phrased sounds like assaulting the innocent, slaughtering the helpless, etc. is talking about Justicars, until you get to the end of the sentence. And that seems to be it. Let's see what our crew has to say about these events.
Commander, you've got a new message at your private terminal. The Crucible Project received some new tech from the Asari government.
I'm glad they've decided to help the war effort.
Everybody has to fight now, no matter how pretty you are. I learned that the hard way.
Okay.
Commander?
Let's see about that message. It's quite a few messages, in fact. Asari squad ready, from Corinne Lemaise. Commander Shepard, as of an hour ago, Asari High Command has assigned my squad to support you. We will ride with the 2nd Fleet until it's time to deploy. If you allow me a personal note, I knew a few of the commandos who went down to that monastery. Nothing will bring them back, but hearing that place went up in smoke is the only good news I've heard in weeks. Ready to serve, Captain Corinne Lemaise. Headed for the front lines, from Samara. Shepard, I finished my business on Lessus. I would offer to travel once again with you on the Normandy, but the code dictates I join the fight where it is most dire. While you do your essential work, I will do my best to help hold the front. Before I depart, I'll return to the Citadel for a short time to prepare. If it does not interfere with your duties, come find me there. Samara. Citadel Meetup, from Jacob Taylor. Hey Shepard. This Crucible project is intense. Bryn and the others are on it around the clock. Pretty soon I'll have to make a run to the Citadel to pick up some equipment at the hospital. If you've got time, want to meet me there? Things were so crazy on Galax, it'd be good to see you in a quieter place, you know? Hope to see you around, Jacob. Okay, I guess we'll do that. Crucible update from Bryn Cole. Dear Commander Shepard, thank you again for all you did to get our group out of that facility on Galax. Admiral Hackett is an amazing man, and it's a privilege to work under him. The construction of the Crucible is presenting its challenges, but my team and I are determined to crack its mysteries. Although I never rely on luck, in this instance I fear we may need a little. Stay safe, Commander. I hope our paths cross again. Sincerely, Dr. Bryn Cole. And finally, reporting in from Lee Riley. Oh, that's the captain we met at the fuel reactor. Commander, my squad continues to defend the fuel reactor on Sion. The Reapers seem intent on taking it down. Not on my watch. We will hold the line. Captain Lee Riley. Have you been talking to Kiri? We also got a message from Liara on the datapad. It was horrible to see the art of Jakshi like that. Thank you for taking the time to destroy the monastery. Well, we didn't quite destroy the monastery, we basically blew up one room. Now let us see what everybody else has to say.
Glad you talked Samara down.
I never thought I'd see her flinch from her duty.
I don't know. On one hand, that code's all she's had to live by for, God, centuries. Then the galaxy goes to hell. The old rules don't cut it anymore. I mean, we're cutting some corners, right?
A few.
Well, the Alliance can always court-martial us after we save the galaxy.
Well, if they do, I'm sure they can find some extenuating circumstances to reduce the sentence.
Commander?
What are you doing, Edie?
Monitoring reports of proton storms and other space weather. With the Reapers attacking the comm buoy systems, critical warnings may be lost.
How bad are these storms?
If we are warned, not bad. If we are not warned, very bad.
Thanks for the info, Edie.
Well, I'm glad you're on top of things.
Hello, Shepard.
Let's check the crew deck. And it seems Garrus and Javik are in the lounge. Wonder what they're doing there.
Everybody was fighting the Rachni, trying to push them back through the relay. Finally, the Krogan were turned loose and stopped them.
I see.
But when the Krogan rebelled, we had to deploy the genophage to stop them. Wasn't the only rebellion. 1,000 years later, the Geth revolted against the Quarians. That was a whole other war. Then along came the humans. My own people tangled with them for a while, and now, to top it all off, we've got the Reapers. What about you?
The Ouroboros fought the Densorin. The Andoromai conquered the Vandomai, and the Jatil turned against the Jah.
So, I guess nobody really ever gets their act together.
The Sinreal claimed to have found the path to eternal peace.
What happened?
The Ditaka preferred war and wiped them out.
I hope you guys had alcohol.
See, that's the problem. You can only be a pacifist if everybody else is a pacifist too.
Some of the crew seem shocked by the monstrosities we have encountered. They haven't seen what the Reapers could corrupt after 100 years. That was our war. Every battle conjured a new nightmare. This human holds such childish views of war. Your species has much to learn. Commander.
Samara's the kind of soldier we need in this war. Nothing gets in her way. I just hope I'm not in her way someday. That woman means business.
That might be a problem, considering Samara is all about following the rules, and Garrus has always had some trouble doing that.
Now it's a mutated Asari. The Reapers are just a giant nightmare factory that never ends. I can only imagine what the Reapers are doing to the Drell, or the Hanar, or the Vorcha. This could get a lot worse before it gets better.
I'm kind of sorry we don't get to see a Hanar husk. Would be interesting. Or an Elcor husk. That would be scary. Even worse than a brute.
Maybe later. It's a brilliant tactic, when you think about it.
But it's evil.
When has that ever mattered in war?
Yeah, but converting other life forms into Reapers? I can't wrap my head around that.
Makes sense to me. It ensures you never run out of cannon fodder. Eliminates any local resistance. And for every soldier you add, your enemy loses two. The one you converted, and his buddy on the other side who can't pull the trigger on a friend.
You sound like you admire them.
Same way I admire a virus or a thresher maw. They've adapted perfectly to their situation.
But the Reapers want to destroy us.
And I have no intention of letting them. But if you don't respect your enemy's capabilities, you're in for one nasty surprise after another.
He's got a point there. It's better not to underestimate them.
Dr. Tassoni found useful information in the data you recovered, Commander.
Right, we found intel while scanning before, and the one we found at the monastery. Intact Reaper weapon. The barrel of this Reaper weapon can be dismantled for further study. If the miniaturized energy cells powering the gun systems are taken apart, it could lead to improvements in the damage a weapon can deal. However, an examination of its heat venting systems could instead provide the means to maximize thermal clip storage. So we can choose either weapon damage or ammo capacity. I'll go for weapon damage. Galley's electronic signature we found at the monastery. Matriarch Galley was an Asari of some importance, with connections to Asari High Command and the Council itself. Her electronic signature can be used once before security protocols realize it has been activated by someone else. Galley's contacts can open elite training facilities for reconditioning soldiers, or on behalf of the Asari Embassy grant someone a discount at all Citadel stores. So we can choose store discount or power damage. I think I'm going to go with the store discount. That brings our total discount to 10% now.
Poor Rila. But I'm glad she set off that bomb, Shepard.
You're not upset the monastery was destroyed?
No, not after what I saw. I don't care that they were Ardat Yakshi. To be turned into such creatures, nobody deserves that. Feel free to look around.
And a message on the broker terminal. Correspondence from classified Alliance Project staff. Dr. Locke, I was working on that problem you sent me last night, and I think I found a solution for synchronizing the Crucible's energy bursts. Point the attached capacitor redesign into your projections. It should shave 3.6 milliseconds off the Mass Effect field's activation time. You can see where that leads. If you approve, I'll send the schematics to manufacturing. We'd need roughly 250,000 by tomorrow morning for testing. Dr. Cole. Seems she's making a contribution. And Garrus is not in the main battery, so I think we're done on this level.
So, no regrets over fighting the Reapers on a human ship?
Hey, the Normandy's design was part Turian, remember?
You know what I mean.
No, somebody has to keep you from giving all the Dextros a bad name.
That's right. I remember you chastising me on behalf of my species for losing our homeworld to the Geth.
I never said that.
Would you like me to send you an audio recording?
No, I hate listening to recordings of myself. My voice never comes out right. Listen, about what I said.
Forget it.
No, I was wrong. I was young and I was wrong about your people.
I guess losing Palavin put things in perspective.
Yeah, you could say that. How about you? You ever mind serving on an all-human ship?
Somebody has to stick around to keep you in line.
Plus, I guess being the commander's girlfriend has some advantages.
Talk to you later.
It's nice that she's talking to Garrus and stuff, but it would be nicer if she had something to say to me on occasion.
Commander. Commander.
All propulsion systems are running optimally.
Javik is not here. Let's check in with Allers.
So, are you doing a story on the Asari who were turned into Reaper creatures?
The Ardat Yakshi? No.
I think that story would be perfect for you. The hidden dark side of the most beautiful race in the galaxy.
We have a huge Asari audience. If I do that story, I could lose them.
That seems a bit like pandering.
Ever seen how fast an e-democracy can abandon its allies?
No.
If I do my job, you won't. Commander.
Yeah, that's probably not a good idea to run that story. Not exactly what people need to hear at the moment.
The next time you blow up a monastery, let me know you've left the premises, okay? I worry about you.
Hey, don't worry about me. I'm Commander Shepard. I survive everything.
Cross-checking our parts inventory. Sir.
Hey.
James is not in a talkative mood. Of course, because I now have a 10% discount, and the procurement interface has a 10% markup, I can now buy things at the procurement interface for the original price. Or slightly less of the original price, actually. Wait, I think I got... Did I get some shoulder things? Power damage, weapon damage, melee damage. Well, power damage is always welcome, I suppose. Okay, now next up I want to go to the Citadel, because we have quite a list of things to do there. Of course, a lot of collection missions. But we also have several squad mates who want to meet us there, including Garrus and I think Liara as well. And, of course, the Asari Counselor wants to talk to us there, but that is something I am not yet intending to do. We also have a message indicating that the Volus Ambassador is up to something bad. We have to deal with that. I think Miranda wanted to see us again. So, quite a few things to do, in fact. And this is the Leviathan. I want to do Leviathan first, actually. So, that's why I'm not going to talk to the Counselor yet. Because I want to save that until I actually want to deal with the thing she's going to tell us about. First, however, for those collection missions, there are a couple of things I want to pick up before we go to the Citadel. For example, we were asked to find the library of Asha in the Nimbus cluster, so that will be our next stop. Well, I suppose we'll scan this first, or is this the Nimbus cluster actually? I think it is. That's convenient then. Doesn't look like there's anything in that particular system, so... See, it's in Masana, and the mission name said it was in Kalini. So that's a glitch in the journal, I suppose.
I found something. Reapers eluded.
Fuel depot, I suppose. Yes. Oh, and that's all.
Faster than light jump successful.
We're also kind of low on fuel. It's a good thing there was a depot there, otherwise we would not have made it. And there's 3 things we found here. This one's a fuel depot. Well, that pretty much puts us back at the full status. I think we already found the Library of Asha, didn't we? It was in the other system. More fuel. Is this also going to be fuel or what? Yes. And a lot of fuel in the system. All entirely pointless. That puts us at 100% for the Nimbus cluster. Okay, I guess I already got the Library of Asha and the one system I scanned before going to the monastery. Let's see. We've got some other things to do, like the Hades Nexus, which is around here somewhere. Not Hades Gamma, but the Hades Nexus. Which I seem to have forgotten where it is. We also need to go to the Valhallan Thresholds. Find some Prothean data drives that someone was looking for. So I'll go there first. This is kind of an empty looking system.
Signal confirmed.
Well, it's a fuel depot and it doesn't look like there's anything else, so...
I found something.
Let's see, Garvok. In 354 CE, Garvok was considered a bargain world, given to the Krogan to placate them because no one else wanted to live on such a frozen rock. Technically a life-bearing world, Garvok had a small farm belt around its equator and well-insulated marine life in its seas. By the turn of the century, the Krogan had completely adapted, breeding hundreds of younglings per family in vast underground bunkers. By the turn of the next century, Garvok's narrow strips of coral reef had been destroyed by overfishing and pollutants, and excess Krogan took to the stars to find another planet to consume. Garvok was treated as an object lesson by the Citadel Council. The Krogan could not be trusted to check their own members. Today, Garvok is a frozen wasteland, home to corporate eco-engineering efforts trying to implement sustainable agri- and aquaculture practices. Krogan and Vorcha packs are a constant threat, and the corporations pay mercenaries well to keep their operations safe. Well, let's hope Rex and Bakara can prevent something like that from happening again. Okay, where the hell is this? The opposite side of the planet, it seems. And that's what we were looking for, the Prothean data drives. And there's our fuel depot. For 160 units of fuel.
Reapers eluded.
Let's check the mica system.
Signal confirmed.
Elohi, a small hydrogen-helium gas giant, formed around a metallic hydrogen core. Elohi was the site of a rare astronomical event late last year. The comet Asaro completed its orbit of 70 galactic standard years and traveled so close to the giant that it was captured as a moon. Dozens of space probes from around the galaxy recorded this moment. Elohi is within the frost line of its parent star, where gas giants do not usually form. For this reason, it is believed to be an extrasolar capture. That does not sound awfully important. And we found emergency fuel pods here.
Faster than light jump successful.
I think the system is actually part of Leviathan. We found some fuel here. There's supposedly something else somewhere.
Evasion successful.
But if I'm right, we might be back here. Not sure if you can find it yet.
Reapers eluded.
We'll leave that be for the time being. "95 units of fuel."
Faster than light jump successful.
We're still looking for the Hades Nexus. There it is.
I found something.
That's probably fuel. Asteria, a habitable planet known for its arid, sulphurous deserts, Asteria is colonized near the poles to avoid the uncomfortable temperatures that can reach 65 degrees Celsius in more southern latitudes. While the seas contain primitive animal life, little of it can live on land, leaving the soil to hardy plants that can survive in the extreme heat. Asteria is home to thriving human and Asari agrarian colonies, but little in the way of manufacturing or mining. Travel advisory. Carbon dioxide concentrations can reach 2,500 parts per million in Asteria's atmosphere. Citizens should carry supplemental oxygen for children and the elderly. Consult with local governments to discuss animal companion detection systems and or other preparatory measures. Alliance Bulletin. Geth have been encountered in the Hakari system. All civilian traffic is prohibited. Well, that should no longer be a problem. Anyway, we don't plan on landing here. Found the Alliance frigate Hong Kong, which updates the 5th Fleet, apparently. Okay, quite a few systems here. Not a very big system.
Signal confirmed.
Gay Hinnom, a nearly atmosphere-less tidally locked planet orbiting a red dwarf star. Gay Hinnom was the first place human explorers discovered a dedicated Prothean burial ground. While few sites were saved for posterity, Eldfeld Ashland Mining successfully lobbied to scout the rest of the planet for Element Zero, and soon was embroiled in a scandal. Mining teams were looting grave sites, searching for Ezo and other treasures, and many got rich of the so-called cemetery business. While EAM officially brought a stop to the looting, its mining teams remain on the planet, prospecting the unclaimed territory and taking their ore to the Pamiat system for refining. Travel advisory. Armed conflicts have broken out between miners and scientists, staking claims to Prothean ruins. Visitors are advised to employ security while exploring unknown regions of the planet. And we found the Prothean sphere that someone on the Citadel was looking for. And there's no fuel here. Let's hope there's some in Pamiat, because we're kind of running low.
I found something.
Another Dobrovolsky, actually. Another near Earth-sized rock planet without much atmosphere to speak of. Dobrovolsky is home to Altai Mineral Works, a local extraction company noted for its success in Ezo refining. The planet itself provides aluminum for local fabricators, which are churning out habitats at an astonishing rate for a system that has no garden planets. With its ore supply coming all the way from the Shield system, Dobrovolsky is held up as the proof of the miner's cliché. Where there's Ezo, there's an economy. I guess so. I would not know about that. We found the Alliance frigate Leipzig, which updates the 1st Fleet. And I found fuel, but only 100 units. That's not a lot.
Evasion successful.
So we won't run out.
Signal confirmed.
250 units, that should at least be enough to get us back. Copis, Machaira's largest moon, Copis is a desolate place with an extremely thin atmosphere. Its crust is largely silica-based, and there are no signs of water. Like its parent planet, its high albedo keeps it from being a total inferno, and when occluded by Machaira, its temperatures can be nearly tolerable. Its low gravity can easily be countered by a vehicular or personal mass effect field for comfortable exploration. And what is there to find on Copis? The Obelisk of Karza, another thing we were looking for.
Reapers eluded.
And that's the Hades Nexus taken care of. How much fuel do we find here? 380 units. Oh, that's not bad. One more place I want to go before heading to the Citadel, which is Argos Row. Technically, you cannot know that the thing we're looking for is here in this system, because it's one of the ones that you don't get told where to find it.
I found something.
But I know where to find it. Canrum is a small rocky world with a trace atmosphere of methane and krypton. Its surface is mainly composed of magnesium and silicates with deposits of carbon. Canrum was the site of the warlord Shiagar's defeat by Turian peacekeeping forces during the Krogan rebellions. While this band was not especially powerful, Shiagar was a female warlord, and one of the few remaining fertile females at that. She had, through viciousness and cunning, parlayed her unique value into a position of power. Krogan males competed for the right to join her band and lie with her. When Shiagar's death was announced, vengeful male Krogan admirers near and far swore blood oaths against the participating Turian crews. In the end, several thousand of the Turian participants were killed in open combat or through assassination. To this day, many Krogan proudly proclaim that they have the blood of Shiagar. Interesting story. Let's see what we can find here. The Haptic Optics Array. Just a war asset, not the thing I was looking for. This is rather an enormous system, which could make it difficult to find
faster than light jump successful.
The fuel depot, but it didn't. Two other systems, Gorgon and Phoenix.
Signal confirmed.
Finally. Cameron is a terrestrial world with a thin atmosphere of carbon dioxide and argon. The surface is scorching hot, primarily composed of iron with deposits of nickel. Like Wu, Cameron is tight-locked to the Blue Giant, forever looking into the face of the Gorgon. And we found another war asset, advanced power relays. Oh, and that's the only thing here.
Evasion successful.
No fuel depot. Well, let's hope there's one in Phoenix. Otherwise, we're gonna find out what happens if you run out of fuel.
I found something.
Pinnacle Station! The asteroid-based Pinnacle Station was originally constructed by the Turians to function as a concealed command center during the Krogan rebellions. It has been retrofitted as a military training facility for all high-level special operations teams employed by the Council. The station's combat simulator allows teams to train under a variety of hazardous conditions. Of course, I remember Pinnacle Station. I hated that place. And now we found a Turian Spec Ops team. And apparently that's just 33% of the assets here.
Reapers eluded. Faster than light jump successful.
In Taisei, hey, that's where my old home was. An atmosphere similar to Earth's made In Taisei an early candidate for human colonization. However, prohibitively high temperatures and an arid climate have proven a hindrance to terraforming and agriculture. Few human cities were founded, but the majority of the human population on In Taisei remains scattered across the vast deserts, operating wind farms and geological research stations. And this is what I was looking for, a fossilized Cacliosaur, which a Solarian on the Presidian Commons was looking for. No trace of my house, it seems.
Evasion successful.
There is something else here. Presumably a fuel depot.
Reapers eluded.
And I found it, which is good.
Faster than light jump successful.
$450 units of fuel. That's good.
Evasion successful.
And I can easily make it back to Hydra. And see if I can get the fuel here before the Reapers get me. 270 units of fuel.
Reapers eluded. Faster than light jump successful.
Alright. Then back to the Citadel, where now Meet Dr. Bryson is listed as part of the Leviathan DLC, and Meet Asari Counselor as the next story mission. But before doing either of those, I will simply do a walk around the Citadel, delivering all of the stuff we've found. See if there's anything interesting for us to buy. We now actually get a choice here. We can either go to the docks or Dr. Bryson's lab. Well, I'm going to go to the docks first, as usual.